74 East. Welcome to the 74 East Show. This is your host, J-Boro.
And your co-host, Michael Petey Powell.
Guys, today we have a very special day. This is our first female guest. She's actually from Lisbon, North Carolina. And she's a producer, reporter from WECT. This is our news syndicate from Southeast North Carolina.
Miss Anaiya Cromartie. Anaiya is a personality on WECT, a news anchor and a producer, and we are glad to have her on the 74 East Show. We were guessing and trying to figure out how to get Anaiya on the 74 East Show. And as fate had it, I ran into her mother. And I ran into her mother actually sending some 74 East shirts off. But I had been running to her mother over the course of years and had no idea that Anaiya's mother was her mother. So we started a conversation about the area and where, we were from and just life in general. And speaking about kids and things of that nature, she told me that Anaiya was her daughter. And as fate had it once again, I said, well, I got to get Anaiya on 74 East Show. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me here. Thank you for inviting me. I feel honored, especially being your first female guest.
How does it feel being from this area and representing such a vast area on, WECT?
It feels amazing, and I do everything that I can to really vouch for a rural area since I basically grew up in such a rural area, and I want stories told in these parts. Wilmington, a lot of times, a lot of the coverage is just Wilmington, maybe Leland area, that bigger city. And so a lot of people don't touch on stories out here. And so they even told me when they hired me, they said they took a chance on hiring someone from a rural area, And so I just told them, I was like, hey, I'm your Bladen County, I'm your Columbus County reporter. I have my ear to the ground about stories that are happening, just so that we're more represented in such a space like that. So it feels amazing. I feel proud, honored.
Wow.
And that's a beautiful thing. So, Anaiya, journalism.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Yes.
Petey loves it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the heartbeat of what we do, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could have chose anything.
I could have.
What made you choose journalism?
From childhood, I knew I wanted to be on TV. I knew TV was my end goal, and I knew I wanted a show. And moving here to Bladen County, around high school age, I would watch Frances Weller on WECT with my parents. And I thought, wow, seeing another Black woman that's local feels more obtainable. It feels almost like I can do it. And so I went to college and I was like, well, my choice is going to be journalism. And I had some my dad wasn't very on board for journalism because he was like, it's not going to make you a lot of money.
Right.
You're such a smart girl. Why don't you do something like a lawyer or something, more practical? And I just told my dad, I was like, no, I think this is what I was put on earth to do. I want to inspire another girl like how Frances did. And so, anyways, it led me back to coming to Wilmington and studying under Frances, and seeing her be the journalist that she was makes me want to do even better.
That came about when you were in high school.
Mm-hmm, in high
That
school.
thought, right? You were born where?
I was born in New Jersey and would visit North Carolina because I had family in both New Jersey, North Carolina.
Okay.
And so I would travel here when I was a little girl, stay with my grandmother for the summer, and then move back. But my dad moved us here when I was 14 years old.
Okay. You went to what high school?
Went to East Bladen High School, graduated 2017.
Where did you choose to go to school at?
I chose A&T, and genuinely, I did not
Go
know
Aggies.
Aggie Pride.
Right?
I didn't know what HBCU was until my senior year. My college advisor, we were looking at colleges, and I applied to everywhere. And she was like, maybe you'll do good at a HBCU. And I was like,
Okay.
what's that? And so she explained the historically black college or university. And I saw A&T, and I remember the movie Drumline.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
Right.
that's my choice. So
Right,
going to drumline school and fell in love with that as soon as I stepped on the campus.
Dallas Austin, right? So, so A&T. So everybody know A&T. Thank you, Jesus. Right? It's a party school.
It is
Your first semester, you did great.
amazing. A's across the board, 4.0.
How was the second semester?
Second semester is when things got rocky for me, and was a huge adjustment just because my parents were Christian and kind of sheltered me a little bit. And I didn't really know a lot. My dad likes to say that I was a green piece of grass.
Yes.
And so it wasn't as the academics was hard for me, but it was adjusting socially. I would party and I would still do good, but I couldn't find the right friendship groups or people to really like hang out with that's gonna also push me to do better. And so that was something I was never prepared for.
Let's get to the brass tacks, right?
Okay.
When you go to A&T, you have to be prepared for two things.
Yes.
One, of course, academia. You had a 4.0 GPA.
4.0 GPA.
Two, A&T.
Yeah. Yes. For
So
sure.
what?
Party
So,
life.
so the party life, right?
Yeah.
So P, go. Yeah, party life.
Yes.
Coming from this area and coming from a small area, going to Greensboro, moving to Greensboro, the girl that has it together, the 4.0, then the second semester come in. Did you start partying?
I did. I was not really allowed to party in high school.
Yeah.
No drinking, no, you go to school, you come back, you do your athletics or whatever, that's it. So I did get there and I was like, well, I want to like go out. I want to see what it feels like to be a young teenage college
Away from
student.
home.
Yeah, I'm away from home, so I don't have my parents telling me I can't do this or that. I knew right from wrong, but I still was like, I'm going to experience life. I'm going to do what I want to do. And
Okay.
so
Well,
it was hard.
yeah, it was hard. It's a thin line when you trying to do the right thing, and then you want to slip off and get you a little drink and go out with
Yeah.
your buddies from time to time. With that being said, the second semester came. How long did it take you to get adjusted and pull it back in? You know what I'm saying? To get your focus, the ego focus back to where you saying that I'm not gonna let this dictate and get me off pace to what I come here to do.
Honestly, I think it was after my second semester. I came back home, from that, and my pastor was much of my like anchor for me.
Yes.
Here in Whiteville, Tracy Troy at Victory in Jesus Ministries.
Shout out Tracy Troy.
And she loved me enough to really take me under her wing that summer because I was telling her how much I was struggling, and she was like, no, we got to get you back on track, girl. You got stuff to do. You got somewhere to be. You got a purpose. And so I think being with her, spending summers with her, really made me realize, okay, let me focus. Let me get myself into this thing. And so from there, I went to Fayetteville State University because it was closer to home.
Okay.
And so I moved closer.
Yeah.
And I thought maybe that might help out a little bit.
Right. So you went to Fayetteville State, and then you went back to A&T?
Yes, I
Wow.
did. Yeah, I
Wow,
did.
yeah.
I
So you
couldn't.
was a Bronco too.
I was a Bronco for a little
Yeah,
bit. I was
yeah.
a little. I could say Bronco pride too
Yeah,
because I
Bronco
was.
pride.
Yeah, it was the closest HBCU, but I still was able to go to church on Sundays, come back home, like
Okay.
really stay grounded. But once I felt like I was strong enough, I was like, I'm going back to A&T. Like I'm finishing what I started. Like I don't
Right,
want to just say, hey, I gave up on A&T. Like let me, now that my mindset is stronger, let me go back. And I did.
Your major from the beginning was it journalism?
It was always journalism. A&T, it's journalism / mass communication.
Bronco, Aggie. Aggie is where you finish school.
That's where I finished school.
And you finished school, you had incredible marks.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Something had to provoke you leaving A&T to go to Fayetteville State, and then from Fayetteville State back. What exactly was that?
It was really the friendship groups that I had, I couldn't really make the right kind of friends.
Okay.
The friends that I made, I feel like they were just not the best. Their intentions didn't feel very pure,
Okay.
and they weren't really looking out for my best interest.
Okay.
And
Excuse
so,
me. This is
yeah.
at Fayetteville.
Oh, sorry, this
or-
is at A&T
A&T.
before I
Okay,
left.
okay,
Before I
okay.
left, it was just not the greatest intentions, and I just didn't really have a social group that I fit into. So I felt very alone. I felt like they kind of kicked me out their group, and I was like left going to the cafeteria by myself and really just doing everything by myself. I didn't know anybody in Greensboro, so I said, well, let me go back to where my parents are at, and so I did. And it was fine for a while, but I missed A&T so bad. I felt like there was better opportunities for me personally to network with people back at A&T. So I was like, I've got to go back. Like, this was great and all.
Right.
And I enjoyed my time at Fayetteville State. I did Bronco iRadio for a while, and that was fine. I got Miss Bronco iRadio for homecoming. So I had some like accolades
Right.
going on there, but I was
Mhm.
like, ultimately, A&T is where my heart is at.
Right.
I'm an Aggie at heart.
Yeah.
Your circle has a lot to do with your future.
Yes.
I went to your YouTube page.
Mm-hmm.
You made some very important statements about that.
Mm-hmm.
About watching who your circle is. I think all of us can agree,
Yeah.
right? Who you hang around is
People,
what
places, and things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That
People, places,
part.
and things.
going to Fayetteville State, beautiful school. My mom,
Mm-hmm.
God bless the dead, is a Bronco.
Oh wow.
Right. That's where she got her bachelor's degree from
Mm-hmm.
after retirement. Beautiful thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Going back to A&T. So now you're in this environment. Everybody know what we ain't gonna do that. 74 each, right? You know what time it is, right? Red cup.
Yeah.
Everybody know what time it is when you go to A&T. They gonna party and academia is
Mm-hmm.
at its highest helm,
Yes.
right? So
Yes.
you gotta balance the two. You gotta be a special breed
Yeah.
to become an Aggie.
You do.
So when you went back and you got laser focused in on journalism and mass
I did.
communication, what kept you on track? I know a
Mhm.
lot of it was your parents. I know a lot of it was your second mother, Tracy Troy.
Yes.
Shout out to Tracy Troy. Love you. What kept you laser focused?
So aside from just my relationship with God and me really realizing like, okay, I'm here for a purpose. I'm not just here getting to college, getting a degree, getting a job afterwards. It was the end goal at the end. I was like, I really want to make an impact in my journalism community. And so I just had that end goal in mind. It was, what am I really going to do with my life? And so I just knew I wanted to make something of myself. And I think that was what kept me wanting to like make sure I'm getting good grades, making sure I'm surrounding myself by the right people, and just making sure I'm doing the right things while I'm at school.
The city of Greensboro.
Mm-hmm.
What, other than going to school, there's a lot of things to do in Greensboro. What
There
did you
is.
do to, in recreational time to occupy yourself in Greensboro?
I would do things outside of there. So like bowling was really fun. Eventually I got a job as a server working at Kickback Jacks,
Okay.
and that was fun for a little bit. I
I
made
bet.
some money. I
Right.
stacked my coins up, didn't have to ask my parents to send me money all the time, so that was nice. But really just finding things to do. Once I found the right friend group,
Okay.
we did some things. So like we would go to like this like zoo where like they would do a drive-by and like the
Okay.
animals could come up to your car kind of thing. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, we would find wholesome things to do outside of college grounds.
Right. You found the right network of people that you needed to be with to make you thrive,
Mhm.
and they also put you in a comfort zone to where you could do your schoolwork
Mhm.
and balance social life as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, and make videos too. I was making college videos because I wanted to help other college students coming to A&T.
Right.
I wanted them to see what it looked like being at A&T. So I'll make YouTube videos like in my spare time.
You got a job while you in school. You didn't have to do the oodles and noodles thing. Y'all know what time it is. Anyway, y'all know what
Yeah,
time
you
it
can't
is.
just hardly get around me
Yeah.
now.
Right.
Yeah, it is. My freshman year, I definitely did oodles and noodles. After that, I balled down, maybe got like
Yeah.
a steak here and
Yeah.
there.
There you go.
Gotta watch that blood pressure. All that
Right.
sodium.
Yeah.
Graduation comes.
Yes.
When you graduated,
Mm-hmm.
What was your mind
Well, first off, just in my immediate family, I was a first generation grad, so it was
That's
making
dope.
my family proud. I wanted them to
That's dope.
see, hey,
at? Yeah.
you guys poured so much into me over the years. I want to show
Right.
you guys, like, I'm going to make something of myself. And so it was a sense of pride of having my parents there, my brothers watching me, my family in New Jersey watching me
Of course.
on a live stream. And then from there, I was just on a hype of like, okay, now I need to find a job.
Yeah,
Like now
yes.
the real world's
Real world
kicking
coming
in.
in, yeah.
I got myself an apartment right
Transition.
after grad, and
Okay.
my dad was like, all right, so what are you gonna do for work?
Let's go.
What are you gonna do?
When you found an apartment, you were in Greensboro?
Yes, my first apartment, Greensboro.
What did you do for work?
I had a hard time finding a job in my field right away. So
Okay.
I kept the Kickback Jacks job, which it was making the money. It was paying the
Right.
bills, but
Not what you wanted to stick.
no, it's not what I wanted to
course.
do. And I was like, okay, now I have this degree. I feel bad because I can't find a job.
Yeah.
And
You
I
wanna feel
probably should've-
acclimated with your-
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I
Right.
was like, well, I paid so much money for this
Money, yeah.
degree. Why don't I have a job? And so it took some time. It did.
Yeah. Was it? Did any depression set in, or did you start to feel like, oh man, I did all this time in school to get this degree, and I'm not fulfilling what
Yeah.
I went to school for? Did any depression start to kick in?
Yes, I would call my mom all the time. She's like, "Are you applying?" And I was like, "Yes, I'm applying every single day, and I'm not getting a job. Like, I'm not getting callbacks, and I don't understand why. Like, I do have some experience doing some things here. I've been a PA. I've worked for radio. Nobody's given me callbacks, and so it was just me working that job. And eventually, this like marketing company reached out to me in Raleigh. So I moved to Raleigh for like a year. I quit that job maybe 2 months in. I was like, wow, this is not what I thought it was. This is not it.
Right,
so
right.
had a backup plan. I worked at Kickback Jackson Raleigh for a while because I was like, well, I got to pay the bills now because
Yeah,
I moved
of
here.
course.
So
So Kickback Jack's been a go-to movie.
it saved me a lot. It
Right.
did. I
Right.
was buddy were the corporate people. Like they were
Good stuff.
like, great. But funny enough, I also got back on track. It's funny how everything kind of goes
Full
back
circle.
full circle because I got back track on the news thing because on that marketing job we were selling cell phones in Target and Walmarts and
Yeah.
Okay.
that was the type of job it was, like a marketing job. One guy that I was selling to, he was like, hey, I work for the news. Like, you're in the wrong field. I don't know what you do, but
Right.
you're in the wrong field. Like, your face needs to be on TV. And I was like, yeah, I kind of
Yeah.
thought about that. Like, that's the degree
Yeah.
I have. And so he inspired me to really pursue it again because I was like, you know what? Let me give this another try. And I think around that time I was going through a bad breakup in Raleigh. So I was
Okay.
just like, I'm moving back in with my parents. Like,
Right.
nothing's working for me out here. I'm moving back with my parents and I'm going to apply to WCT and see
what happens.
what happens.
In your early 20s, it's always okay to move back with your parents. Ain't nothing wrong with moving back with your
I
parents.
felt bad at first. I did. I was like, oh, I feel like a failure.
No. It's okay.
Yeah.
Now, you said he pointed you in the direction of the news.
Mm-hmm.
Had that always been your hope?
In the back of my mind, yes. I let some people deter me from the job just because they were saying, oh, it doesn't pay enough money. You're
Okay.
going to be stressed out. It's such a boring job.
Right.
And so I let people kind of deter me. And I was like, maybe I should do acting or something different. Like, I got to prove to my dad that I can make this degree work. Like, he,
Yeah.
in the beginning, was doubting me. So
Yeah.
now I got to prove to him, like, hey, I swear it's not what it looks
You
like.
got to make Dad wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
And so, yeah, I think hearing that from like a stranger was like, oh my God, like that's genuinely what I wanted to do. So hearing that was like a reaffirming, like, okay, let me just give it a try. See if I like it. See if it's something that fulfills that desire. And my dad was so proud when I got the job. He was like, wow, that's amazing.
WCT
Mm-hmm.
was the first job, the first real job
First real job, yes.
in your field.
Mm-hmm. In my field.
The barrier to entry,
Yeah, transition.
was it difficult?
I felt like it was another world. Like I just kind of got dropped in the middle of a series, and I just had to know what everything was happening, everything that was going on. Like I definitely had the professional tire down pat. I was on time for work. I knew corporate speak because I've had like corporate jobs, so I was like, I've got that part down easy. But as far as lingo goes, how fast paced it was, I was not ready. I was like, oh. I even told my boss at one time. He was like checking in, like, "Hey, how's it going?" I was like, I show up to these meetings and I don't say anything. Am I supposed to say
Right.
something? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Am I supposed to bring notes?
Right.
And he was just like, it's okay. It comes with time. Just, shadow somebody, kind of pick someone to
Right.
like look after. And eventually it came, but slowly, slowly.
Let me ask you a question. How is it working with somebody top tier and a legendary figure such as Francis Weller? Because, I mean, Francis been a staple in the southeastern North Carolina community households for forever, man. I remember being a young kid, a young adult watching Francis, and I think it was Ken Murphy.
Yeah.
There's some more anchors, but they were like part of the family, you know what I'm saying? Because at the time it wasn't a lot of people that had a lot of cable TV and things of that nature. So you going home to watch WECT at 6 o'clock. So with you being a young lady and knowing the prestige that Francis carried, how does it feel working with her?
Oh my gosh, I fangirled so hard the first time I saw her. And I remember going back and telling my mom, I was like, wow, she smells so nice in person.
Right,
Her
right,
office
right.
looks good.
Yeah.
She's so amazing. And I just remember going saying, hi, I'm Frances Weller. I know she didn't say it like that, but I just in my mind, like, wow, this is so amazing. Like, I'm here with Fran. Like, I was always so nervous to walk around in there because I was
Right.
like, I don't want to, say the wrong thing or something.
Right.
And so... But she took a liking to me. Like she definitely did. And what's funny is a lot of the other reporters that come don't know who Fran is. Like they're coming from other states. So it's just
Right,
like just another anchor. But I'm like, my grandmother knows who you are.
Yeah,
my
absolutely.
dad does. Like
Yeah.
all these people are
Yeah.
like, you're like the
Fran
face
is
of
a celebrity,
WCT.
man.
Like it's so
Yeah.
amazing. And so I feel like such an honor. And there's like a picture of her in the hallway of like when she used to anchor in the 80s.
Right.
And she has like this jacket that has like these shoulder pads on it. And
Right.
she's next to these men on the table. And I'm just like, wow, like this is so
Awesome.
inspiring. Yeah.
Right,
And
right.
so it's nice to know that there's somebody who paved the way for you and that's kind of there to help guide you into, being the person that you could be.
Yeah.
When I was in Los Angeles, so I moved into Los Angeles for a little while years ago. I'm kind of old. But I took on a job as the editor-in-chief of one of the fastest team websites in America. Beautiful thing. The first person I reached out to professionally, of course, we go back to what we're comfortable with.
Yeah.
Frances Weller came to speak to us at Chapman Middle School when I was in the second grade. I dug so hard in her inbox. Like when they say sneak in your DM, I'm like, look, Frances Weller, you so fine. Anyway, I got this job now. I don't know what I'm doing. Right? But she was so fine. Like she was so beautiful to us growing up. That was our Pam Grier, right? She was from right there. So I reached out to her and I gave her roses and I was like, if you had any advice that you would give me where I'm at right now, because I didn't have a clue on what it was like to be an editor-in-chief. I was doing a great job, but I still wanted somebody I was connected to. And 74 East is what I'm connected to.
Yeah.
So, of course, she's who I reached out to, and she's so fine. Anyway.
Oh my gosh, she loves it.
So
Loves her. I'm gonna invite you as you
I
tell her.
reached out to her, and she was so pleasant, and I forget what she said, but it was one of those things to whereas it was mentorship, and I was in the DMs, but it was mentorship, and that was a beautiful thing. So when I think about her being a guiding light of someone like yourself, you're
Yeah.
beautiful, and you're from right here, and you're there at WCT, and that's what we know.
Yeah.
How has she? We don't. It's about you.
Yeah.
But how has she helped in guiding you along this course?
Well, I will say Frances Weller is tough. She is tough.
Yeah.
She gives a lot of tough love to me. And at first it came off of, I was like, maybe she just doesn't like me. Like, she's picking at everything that I do.
Right.
Like, and I'm just like, maybe she's just not really messing with me like that. But behind scenes, she vouches for me so hard. Her mother was a English teacher, and so
Right.
she's like, very picky about writing, making sure you're grammatically correct. And she always would get on me about my sentences. She's like, you need to make sure you're not losing credibility, making
Right.
sure everything, all the T's are crossed, all the I's are dotted. And so she'll get on me from everything, from making sure I'm not late, making sure I'm prompt on everything, and just making sure that I'm the best journalist that I can be. She taught me making sure you're not biased in the way you report. You don't want to ever come across as you're favoring something or you're only reporting on one side. So she taught me
Right.
that while I was there, which very nice thing to learn this early on.
course.
And so yeah, she'll just teach me the little basics here and there, and just even down from like the way I look, she's there with me.
That's critical.
Yeah.
Of not being in today's environment, of not being biased on what you report or what you're reporting, or if you are reporting it, to show some favoritism of what you because it does go on. You know what I'm saying? And of course, we're nowhere like you or Francis Weller. We're just some little guys
Right.
that said he's trying
No.
to make it. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, that shows professionalism and that she's able to pour into you. Because you need somebody when you're starting off to pour their wisdom into you, so you can bring out what's best in you. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. But Francis, we want you on here too. I want you on
We
set.
gotta
Come on,
get-
Fran,
I'm
you
in
got
your
it.
inbox.
Come on, Fred. I did it. Come on.
So journalism, like my heart is my heart is drawn to the unambiguous truth, right? And there's this particular truth in journalism it's a staple
Yeah.
of journalism. So when it comes to the 74 East show, we can do what we want to do on here.
Yeah.
We vet our guests, we know our guests. That's the beautiful thing, right? When you have these platforms like all of these podcasts and things of that nature, you have this entertainment factor that you have to appeal to a wider audience for views and click. What do you think the future of journalism is?
I think it's almost like you're just waiting to kind of see what it's going to look like. Because like you're doing your day to day, you do exactly what you're told. A lot of the tactics that we do as far as reporting, the everything that goes behind the reporting has been done for years. Like it's the same formula, same format on how we come up with our stories, but I feel like it's definitely going into a different direction. A lot more young people like to see the news on their phone. They get their news
Yeah.
from TikTok or
Yeah.
from Twitter versus
YouTube.
YouTube, podcasts versus us on TV, which is like a certain media. And so I think it's evolution. It's always evolving. Like it's not going to be the same thing in the next 5 years. And as far as investigatives go, I feel like a lot of our reporters are wanting to get to a certain truth of like what's happening in the story, reporting the facts of like, okay, this needs to be transparent. We don't need to sweep this under the rug, even if it doesn't make a certain organization look good. Like if that's the police organization, if they're doing something wrong, it's important for journalists to say, hey, public, you have a right to know your
Right.
police officers aren't doing well and this is what they're doing wrong. And then whatever story I guess it really applies to, but definitely telling the truth and having transparency in your stories. And then it's always going to be evolving. So I don't think it's always going to be television media. It could be podcasts, it could be social media.
What I like about journalism and press, it makes people play fair. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you get to get both sides of the story, and then you get to dig for the truth. And so if somebody's telling a fib or lie, somebody's telling the truth over here, and you're a good journalism or a good reporter, you can get it, and then you can put it out to the public and let the public make a choice, make a decision. So
Exactly.
therefore, that's where journalism comes in at. That's where me and Javon on 74 East,
Mm-hmm.
we like to bring people on and get their side of the story. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We like to do an interview because sometimes you hear certain things. You know, why did this guy fall off, or what happened to him? Why he didn't star? He was supposed to be a star.
Mm-hmm.
Why he didn't become, the biggest star out there? So we'll come in and we'll get their truth, like we're getting your truth, in the journalism world, working on WECT, where your thoughts at, what got you into it. So it gives us some more, and gives the public and our viewers a more insight on you. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So now they can come to you and they can get like a personal view of who Anaiya is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to have you here.
Yes, of course.
When you have to report on a murder, how does that make you feel?
More than anything, I think my faith helps me to have compassion for others, first and foremost. And when it comes to those stories, you have to know who you're dealing with. So, like, if it's a story about grief, if it's a story about a murder or a sensitive story, I want to approach them how I would want to be approached. So, speaking with them, I'm thinking in my mind, like, okay, this mother may have lost a son. Like, I want to make sure I'm there and I'm comforting for her. I want to make sure I'm still reporting the facts, the truth, no matter what actually happened. But just making it comforting for people when I do reports like that, and making sure they can feel comfortable with me,
Yeah.
talking about what they want. If there is something they genuinely don't want to say, then you just kind of leave it alone. Like you could push for as much as you can. And as far as like the types of stories I do, we actually call those like beat stories, like what reporters really like to hone in on. I want my stories to help people at the end of the day. I want there to be some type of, this is for usefulness, like it's helping parents, it's helping students, it's helping kids. So I do a lot of education stories to help parents feel more at ease knowing like, hey, this is what's going on in your education system. Like you should care about it.
Right.
But I also have a fun beat side where I like to do some type of entertainment news. Like one of my favorite pieces that I did was a local lady, I should say, from Whiteville. She went to New York Fashion Week. And so I was like, that's huge. That's a huge opportunity.
Yeah.
And so I want to cover that. I want, her to know like, hey,
Yeah.
we got your back here. We
No doubt.
want to show that you're doing something great. So you get a balance of both. Definitely always wanting to pursue hard news because that's what a lot of people care about. It's a little bit of both. You just got to find this type of balance.
For the viewers out here, what or who do you want them to who do you want them to know about, or what do you want them to know about Anaiya? You know what I'm saying? Like where you at personally, your heart, and what type of person you are.
I want people to know that I'm very caring. I'm very open to speaking with anyone. I don't want there to be a stranger in the room who doesn't know who I am. I want people to be familiar with me. I want people to trust me with doing their news or their stories if they have story ideas. I want them to say, hey, like Anaiya's the reporter that I want on this story because I know she's going to handle it well. I know she's going to execute it well. And I know it's going to be told well. And so I just want people to feel comfortable and more familiar with me more than anything.
A day in the life of a journalist.
Mm-hmm.
Take us through that. Like, what's it like in a day in your life?
And what's funny is it's supposed to start at a certain time, but
Right.
it actually starts way earlier. So
Okay.
I'm the night reporter, so I go from 2:45 at night to 11:45 at night. I'm awake during that entire time. But my day technically starts at like 10 o'clock in the morning where I'm doing research on some stories.
Right.
We've been coming with 3 stories, 3 solid pitches. One of them being, what does people care about the most today? What is on everyone's phone, everyone's mind? What's that big story? We're reaching out, setting up interviews with people, finding characters more than just like an official, and setting things up. Going into the meetings at 3 o'clock, talking with managers like, hey, here's the 3 pitches I have. These are the 3 stories that I think people will care about most today.
Right.
And then from there, we just all kind of like talk around a table, adding some ideas to the stories. The other pitches just get pushed to the side, maybe for another day. And those stories I might have to cancel on and just reschedule with people. And then from there, I'm going out working on stories. So like I might travel to Columbus County here, talk with the mayor, or talk with whoever else I may need, get all the video I need. And a lot of people don't know this, but a lot of the reporters, we don't have a photog. We don't have a cameraman coming with us. So we have to set up our own interviews, making sure the light looks good, making sure the sound looks
Doing
good,
it all.
miking up the person, making sure
Right.
they sound good, they're comfortable, and then asking them questions where it's not yes or no. Like we have to,
Right.
and sometimes you may have to ask a question twice so they really get the answer that you really were listening for. And then from there, go back, editing videos, putting it together, writing a script.
So you're doing it all.
Doing it all. And
Right.
at the end, I'm there on the camera
That's what's up.
talking to Fran or John.
When Anaiya showed up today, she showed up with her own makeup. She did up like she ready
Yeah.
for a
Ready to
premiere.
go.
Like, you know, we ain't have to
Yeah.
do nothing. We hit the button, right?
And was willing to help us.
Yeah,
We
I
wasn't
been a minute.
all together. Like, what do y'all need me to do?
love it.
If I had a story that I felt was newsworthy that people needed to know about, right? How would I do that? Would I get in contact with you?
So it's always great to like email the entire news station. When you do that, everybody sees it, from managers to reporters, producers. But if there's a specific story that you want a specific reporter to do, I would reach out to their contact. I would reach out to their email, say, hey, this is the story idea that I have, or this is a story that needs coverage. Now some things our managers are going to say no to. Like
course.
we can pitch it all day long and say, hey, like I still think this idea is good. But if they say no, they have the final say so
Of
on
course.
that. But really just giving us a press release if it's an event, you know, date, time, what this is, how does it benefit the community, whatever. But if it's a story like, hey, this needs to be covered here in Columbus County, like you could just
Right.
reach out to a reporter and we'll do our best to like set it up and pitch it as good as it
So
sounds.
check
for
this
them.
out. We 74 East, and
Yeah.
you know the beauty of it is we do what the hell we want, right?
Yeah.
So if we got a story, if anybody from 74 East got a story, how do we get it to you? What's
To
your
me.
email address?
My email address. So it's my first dot my last name at WCT.com. So that's
How do you spell it? Okay.
Yep, that's ANAIYA dot CROMARTIE at WECT.com.
Okay.
Do it one more time, cause some of
Yeah.
our people slow, right?
Oh, no, not slow.
So we kind of slow.
It's
Like
okay,
it
it's
is what it
okay.
is, right?
Yeah,
One out
yeah.
of three. So
Okay.
so do it one more
Okay,
time.
okay, I got
so
you.
so if
Yeah.
if you have a story that's newsworthy, this is what we need you to do. I promise you, like lock this into your phone. If you have a story that's newsworthy, to get up with Miss Cromartie, you need to email
ANAIYA dot CROMARTIE at WECT.com.
And don't y'all be hitting up for no foolishness.
Exactly. They're gonna slide in your DM. They're gonna slide in your DM. So check this out. We know you have a beautiful career ahead.
Yes.
And you have beautiful guidance at
Beautiful family.
at WECT.
Thank you.
Your family is absolutely amazing. Other than WECT, are there any other pursuits that you have in the vein of journalism?
I still want to be a reporter outside of news.
Okay.
So news, I feel like, is my starting point. I wanted to really get the basics of journalism, like, you know, reporting non-biasly. But I eventually want to move to entertainment, red carpet, doing, you know, talking with celebrities about their outfits, their events, what's going on
Right.
with them, and just reporting on that type of journalism at some point.
Like E.T.
ET,
Yeah,
extra,
I could actually
like
see you doing that.
those
Yeah.
are really great points. And
She looked like the girl. You remember the girl?
She'll do that.
yeah, actually, what's funny is I follow this one lady. Her name is Mona, and she started in news, and now she like works for entertainment news. She worked for Good Morning America, and I was
Right.
like, yeah, like that's I love that. But that is definitely something I want to do outside of news eventually, leaving that. And eventually, I would even love to have my own talk show where I invite
Right.
guests on to talk about their projects and turn
Right.
it into that type
Right.
of
Right.
thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
We need to
Yeah.
Jennifer her
Yeah, I
sometime.
was
You
gonna say, I want
know,
like
we
a
do the
J
thing,
Hut
right?
spirit
Yeah.
tunnel.
Gotcha.
A J Hut show, yeah.
Yeah. Well, he pretty much asked you the question that I was gonna ask you, you know. But the end goal is that you actually wanna do entertainment.
Entertainment, yes.
Yeah. I can see that. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Us at 74 East, we're gonna make sure that as we go, we're gonna make sure now.
I
Exactly.
love that.
A lot of the people who came before us, I guess that's the best way to put it.
Yeah.
We have to understand they're not going to be here forever,
Yeah.
right? And they're looking for their replacements, and that's in every sector of life. We love Frances Weller. She's not going to be here for. She's well deserved
Yes.
of retirement, right? To fill that spot, we have people like yourself that can fill that spot, and I think
And do a
that's
good
so
job.
inspiring for us from rural America, from rural Southeast, from 74 East, to envision people like yourself to be in that particular position. And I think that's something that we all need to think about. So as she nurtures you, you're nurturing someone else.
That's so true.
So if schools want to reach out to you, they can reach you at that same email address as
That
well.
same email address. Yeah, I even go out and read to children as well. So like that's so fun. You can reach out to me and I accept requests like that. Those two, yes.
Yeah. She's a very, very humble person.
Yes.
You know, to
thank
be in
you.
her position. For someone to be on TV, sometimes you think they're arrogant, somebody to be in the journalism space. You are very, very humbling to be around.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, you are.
Thank you.
know,
Yeah.
And you have a beautiful spirit about yourself, and I see big things for yourself. So if you are indeed the replacement to hold down the helm at WECT, they in good hands.
They're in
Oh,
good hands.
that
They're
is
in
so
good
nice
hands.
to hear.
They are very good hands. Is there anything else that you want to say, or anything else that you want to get across while you're on the panel with us?
I think you guys covered a lot. Like, I think you covered a lot of ground with this. And yeah, I just want my Southeastern community to know that I'm here for you. You guys have a voice in the newsroom. Like, I represent you, whether it's me being African American, me being a woman, me being from this rural area. You have a voice in the newsroom. A lot of us come to the table and we get to say what stories deserve attention, what stories are worth coverage, or which stories we should actually squash, because we talk about that as well. And me being that representation, I'm kind of like a voice for you guys. Like, here, like, letting you guys know you're in that newsroom too.
Yeah.
You're in the boardroom with the big dog. So yeah, just know that I'm here. I'm here
And
to help serve my community.
We're glad to have you here because, you know, with us, like he said, we do what we want to do, right? You know what I'm saying? But sometimes you need a big dog, and I consider you to be a big dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You need a
Love
big
that.
dog to come in and usher us in. You know what I'm saying? To say like, yo, we ushering them in because it's a new wave. We at 74 East. Sometimes they don't want to give people like us the opportunity, but we kick down doors.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We been doing it all our life. We kick down doors, we make waves, and we find our corner and our avenue that we're going to get at. So we want to appreciate and give you thanks for even coming here and giving us the opportunity to interview you.
Exactly.
Because sometimes we reach out and certain people might not respond or whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But for the most part, we go out, get our story, we get our person, and you are one of the most important people that sat down here with us. And want to tell you we appreciate you.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I really appreciate being here.
appreciate
I hope I can come back.
Oh
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, good. I want to come back.
So if y'all got a story idea, please, if you the mayor, if you a county commissioner, if you a legislator, if you educator,
Yeah.
preacher, if you a common citizen, if you got a story, this is I consider our, from Columbus County, Bladen County, the 74 East corridor. Please, not disrespecting any of the other reporters, but
It's
this
ours.
is ours.
Yes.
Please send it to Miss Anaiya. So Miss Anaiya,
Yes.
if you would, please give your contact information once again. And I don't just want you to to give your contact information for the news stories, where can people get in contact with you at Instagram, the TikToks, the Facebooks, and all of that good stuff? Because we need to be connected to you.
Yeah. And you guys definitely can feel free to send me friend requests, follow me. My Instagram is my first name, last name, TV. So ANAIYA CROMARTIE That's my Instagram handle. And then my Facebook is my first name, last name, WECT. So yeah, feel free to follow me on any of those. I usually check my messages weekly, so I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And
She
yeah.
busy, so sometimes it
Yeah.
take a little time
Yeah.
to get back at you. But send it out there, man, and
Please do.
get at her. Let her know what the deal is, what you're trying to, whatever it is. Like you said, it might be county commissioner, might be a mayor, doctor, lawyer, whatever. You know what I'm saying? If she can get with you and the news is newsworthy, you know what I'm saying? The story is newsworthy.
Right.
Yeah.
She'll get at you. And also, you know, we represent 74 East, man. This is what we doing. You know what I'm saying? It's journalism, it's stories. We telling ordinary people doing extraordinary things.
Yeah.
That's what we getting down with. That's what we trying to do. So we ain't gonna keep her now all night. She got some work to do, and we got some
Right.
work to do. So it's fine. Let you
Anaiya,
parting words.
we appreciate you. We love you.
Thank you.
We appreciate your parents for gifting us with you, right?
Yeah.
And we appreciate the fact that you give back. If you had to tell, not even just our youth, but our community as a whole, right? If you had to leave with some parting words, what would those parting words be?
I would say don't give up. I know it's so hard to chase your dreams sometimes. Don't give up. You're going to get there one day, and it's not for you, it's for someone else. Like you said earlier, it's not for you. You're going to be helping that next person up. So don't give up. You're here for a purpose. Make sure you pursue that purpose.
Tell Francoella hi.
Oh my
Anyway.
God, I'm gonna have to set them up on a blind
But
date.
she's so fine. Anyway, but anyway.
He always love friends.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
I guess I'll have to bring Fran next
But you
time.
gotta think about it, like so from second grade, she was grown. She was the only
Yeah.
thing we was like, she a black woman. She on TV.
Beautiful, by the
and
way.
she
If you see her in
fine, and
person, the TV doesn't even do her justice.
I can't even imagine.
She's
And I don't
gorgeous.
get starstruck. It's thank you, Jesus. But we love you. We appreciate you for
guys.
coming,
Thank you.
and we want to have you back.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
We
I'll
definitely
come
want to
back.
have you
Definitely
back
have you
in 74 East.
74 East. We signing off. Good night.
Good night, guys.